Hello, students. I hope you all are safe and healthy at your home. Welcome to the class. Today, we'll begin with the next session of unit number 1, the living world, topic taxonomic categories. Students, we already have learned classification. Classification is the process by which anything can be grouped into convenient categories based on certain observable characters. But classification is not a single step process but involves a hierarchy or a series of steps in which each step represents a particular rank or a category. Since the category is a part of overall taxonomic arrangement, it is defined as taxonomical category, and all the categories together constitute the taxonomic hierarchy. Each category is referred to as unit of classification, in fact, represents a rank and is commonly known as taxa. Taxonomic categories and hierarchy can be illustrated by an example. Let us consider the example. Insect represents a group of organisms sharing certain common features like three pairs of jointed legs. It means insects are recognizable concrete objects which can be classified and thus were given a certain rank or a category. Each rank or taxon, in fact, represent a unit of classification. These taxonomic groups, categories are distinct biological entities and not merely morphological aggregates. They are distinct entities. Taxonomical studies of all known organisms have led to the development of common categories such as kingdom, phylum or division, kingdom, phylum or division, class, order, family, genus, and species. All organisms, including those in the plant and animal kingdom, have species as the lowest category. So, based on the taxonomical classification, the highest category is the kingdom and the lowest category is the species. As we move from higher category to the lower category, the similarity increases among individual and vice versa happens when we move from species to kingdom. So we'll talk about each of these categories in detail. This classification or taxonomical categories help in identifying the similarity and dissimilarity among the individual of same kind of organism as well as other kinds of organism. As I already told that the similarity increases as we move from above higher category to the lower category, whereas the dissimilarity increases when we move from lower category to the higher category, that is kingdom. Now let us talk about all these categories in detail, starting from top. Okay. All animals belonging to various phylum are assigned to the highest category, that is the kingdom. It is the highest category that is represented in taxonomical categories. The kingdom examples include kingdom Plantae, kingdom Animalia, etc. Higher the category, greater is the difficulty in determining the relationship to the other taxa at the same level. More is the higher is the category, greater is the difficulty to determine the relationship among different taxa. Next, we'll talk about phylum and division. Classes comprising animals like fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals constitute another higher category called phylum. All these based on the common features like presence of notochord and dorsal hollow neural system are included in the phylum Chordata. In case of plant, classes with a few similar characters are assigned to a higher category called as division. In case of plant, this category is called as division, whereas in case of animal, this category is called as phylum. Next, we'll talk about classes. This category includes related orders. For example, order Primata, comprising monkey, gorilla, hipponi, is placed in the class Mammalia. Next, we talk about order. Order, what is the order? It is the assemblage of family which exhibit a few similar characters. Assemblage means mixture or combination. It is the combination of families which exhibit a few similar characters. The similar characters are less in number compared to different genera. For example, polymoniales. Next is the family. There are a group of related genera with still less number of similarity as compared to genus and species. Example includes Solanaceae. It is a family. Genus. Genus comprises of a group of related species which has more characters in common. They have more characters in common. For example, Panthera leo, which is the scientific name of lion, Panthera tigris, which is the scientific name of tiger, all belong to the genus that is Panthera. The Panthera leo and Panthera tigris are the species of the genus Panthera. Last and the lowest category is species. Group of individual organisms with fundamental similarities acts as a species. Human beings belong to the species Sapiens and the genus is Homo. So, in other words or in simple words, we can say that genus is the assemblage of species, family is the assemblage of genus, order is the assemblage of families, class is the combination or coordination of orders, more than two or many classes combined together form a phylum or a division, and the assemblage of phylum or division is categorized as kingdom. Again, when we go from higher category to lower category, chances of similarity or more characters are similar. Whereas when we move from lower to higher category, there are most dissimilarity observed in an individual and chances of characters varying, that is their variation increases. Now we'll talk about taxonomic age. Taxonomic studies of various species of plants, animals, and other organisms are useful in agriculture, forestry, industry, and in general in knowing our bioresources and their diversity. What do you mean by the diversity? Diversity means the variety of organism that is found in an environment. We have already talked about what is diversity. These studies would require to collect information, classification, and identification of that organisms. Identification of an organism perhaps requires extensive laboratory and field studies. So before identifying and classifying an organism, an extensive and a deep study, laboratory study has to be carried out on that organism. The collection of actual specimen of plant and animal species is essential and is the prime source of taxonomic studies. These are the fundamental to studies and essential for training in systematics. It is used for classification of an organism, and the information gathered is also stored along with the specimen. So specimen plays a very important role. Besides, the information that has been gathered from that specimen plays a very vital role. In some cases, the specimen is also preserved for future studies. Biologists have established certain procedures and techniques to store and preserve the information as well as the specimen. Some of these are explained in the topic taxonomic aid. So in short, what is taxonomic aid is preservation of the information as well as the original specimen or the history of an organism in a certain criteria that is defined as taxonomic aid. Now we'll talk about various taxonomic aids. First is herbarium. What do you mean by herbarium? Herbarium is the storehouse of collected plant specimens that are dried, pressed, and preserved on sheets. They also carry information like date and place of collection, location as well as local and botanical name, family, collector's name, etc. These sheets are arranged according to the these sheets are arranged according to an universally accepted system of classification. These specimens, along with their description on herbarium sheets, become a storehouse for future use. Herbaria also serve as quick referral system in taxonomical study. So students, what basically a herbarium is, it is the storehouse of plant specimen. The plant specimen has been cutted, dried, pressed, and then it is preserved on a sheet for future use. Second one is the botanical gardens. We all are aware with botanical gardens. You may have visited in your lifetime some of the botanical gardens. So botanical gardens are specialized gardens having collections of living plants for their reference. They have collection of living plants for their reference. Plant species in these gardens are grown for identification purpose, and each plant is labeled indicating its botanical as well as scientific name and its family. So these gardens possesses a collection of living plants with their reference, and then they are used for various identification purpose and labeled with botanical as well as scientific name. Example includes Indian Botanical Garden that is located in Howrah, India, and National Botanical Research Institute, Lucknow, India, and famous botanical gardens that are located in England. Third taxonomic aid is museum. Third taxonomic aid is museums. What are museums? Biological museums are generally set up in educational institutes such as schools and colleges. Museums have a collection of preserved plant and animal specimens for study as well as for references. Specimens are preserved in containers or a jar in preservative solution or may preserved as dried specimen. The preservative solution that is used for preservation of specimen is generally a formalin solution. Insects are preserved in insect boxes after collecting, killing, and pinning. Larger animals like birds and animals are usually stuffed and preserved. Museums often have collection of skeletons of animals too. Most interesting and most of you have visited, that is the zoological parks. Zoological parks are the places where wild animals are kept in a protected environment under human care and which enable us to learn about their food habits and behavior. All animals in a zoo are provided as far as possible the conditions similar to their natural habitats. So what does basically a zoological park is? It is a place where wild animals are kept in a protected environment nearly similar to its natural environment and under human care. Children love visiting these parks, which are commonly called as zoo. Most of you have visited once in your lifetime in zoo. The last and the most important is key. What are key? It is another taxonomical aid used for identification of plants and animals based on the similarities and dissimilarities. The keys are based on contrasting characters, generally in a pair called couplet. The keys differentiate between an individual in contrasting characters by a pair that is called as couplet. It represents of only one and rejection of the other. Each statement in a key is called a lead. Each statement in a key is called lead. Separate taxonomic keys are required for each taxonomic category. For example, family, genus, and species for identification purposes. So, in a key, there is a requirement for information like family, genus, and species for various identification purposes. Keys are generally analytical in nature. Flora, manuals, monographs are and catalogs are some other means of recording descriptions. They also help in correct identification. Flora contains the actual account of habitat and distribution of plants of a given area. What do you mean by the flora? The amount or the distribution of plant that is present in a given area is called flora. Similarly, the distribution of animal in a particular area is represented as the fauna of that area. These flora and fauna provide the index to the plant species found in a particular area, respectively. Manuals are useful in providing information for identification of names of species found in an area. So what is the work of the manual? It is important for providing information and identification of names of a species in a particular area. Last but not the least, monographs. Monographs contain information on any one taxon. Mono means single, so they contain information on only one taxon. So this was all about your unit number 1. We have dealt with, let's summarize the unit. We have dealt with what are the characteristics of a living organism, that is reproduction, metabolism, consciousness, stimuli to external environment, and growth. Next, we have talked about the diversity in the living world. What is identification? What is biodiversity? Binomial nomenclature, characteristics of binomial nomenclature, classification, and the branch of science that is systematics. Third topic was taxonomic categories. We have dealt with each taxonomic categories in detail, starting from kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. The last topic of the unit was taxonomical aids, which include various categories or various resources that provide us with the knowledge of diversity and identification as well as for reference and study of various organisms. These are herbarium, botanical garden, museum, zoological park, and keys. Besides these, we have flora, fauna, manuals, and monograph as for the purpose of identification, or giving various description regarding various organisms. So this was all about the unit number 1. I hope the topics are very clear to you, and in the next class we'll start with unit number 2, that is biological classification. So thank you very much. Thanks a lot, and stay home, stay safe.